Fort Jefferson, Dry Tortugas Islands of Florida, USA. Fort Jefferson is one of the central features of the 7 small Dry Tortugas Islands in the Gulf of Mexico. Fort Jefferson, constructed between 1845 and 1876, Fort Jefferson named after the 3rd President Thomas Jefferson, and Fort Jefferson is a 19th-century third-system coastal fortification that occupies the majority of Garden Key in the remote Dry Tortugas National Park in the Florida Keys. Nearly 30 years in the making, Fort Jefferson was never finished nor fully armed. The largest masonry structure in the Americas, and it is made up of over 16 million bricks. The design called for a 4-tiered 6-sided 1,000 heavy gun fort, with 2 sides measuring 415 feet, and 4 sides measuring 564 feet. It was named Dry Tortugas because there is no fresh water. The fort is located on Bush Key, later called Garden Key, in the lower Florida Keys within the Dry Tortugas National Park. In 1825, Spain sold these islands to United States for $5 million. After the Civil War, the fort was used as a federal prison, while the most frequent transgression for the civilian prisoners was robbery. In July 1865, 4 special civilian prisoners arrived. These were Dr. Samuel Mudd, Edmund Spangler, Samuel Arnold, and Michael O'Laughlin, who had been convicted of conspiracy in the assassination of President Abraham Lincoln. The most famous prisoner was Dr. Samuel Mudd, the physician who set the broken leg of John Wilkes Booth. Construction of Fort Jefferson was still underway when Dr. Mudd and his fellow prisoners arrived. Mudd provided much praised medical care during a yellow fever epidemic at the fort in 1867, which killed many prisoners including O'Laughlin, and was eventually pardoned by President Andrew Johnson and released. By 1888, the military usefulness of Fort Jefferson had waned, and the cost of maintaining the fort due to the effects of frequent hurricanes and the corrosive and debilitating tropical climate could no longer be justified. In 1888, the Army turned the fort over to the Marine Hospital Service to be operated as a quarantine station. In January 4, 1935, President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who visited the area by ship, designated the area as Fort Jefferson National Monument. It was listed on the National Register of Historic Places on November 10, 1970. On October 26, 1992, the Dry Tortugas, including Fort Jefferson, was established as a national park. Like us and join us at Extreme Collections for more fun and knowledge.